What today stands for it's your boy Just Bison back and again with another video. Um, sorry about that. If you were wondering what the high quality of microphone I'm using my Xbox One headset as a microphone because I don't go online, so I thought it was as a recording thing. So yeah, from now on it's part of the recording. Now this is the first video I am making in 2020, in January the 3rd. I've still got other videos to upload, which I did say I'll get round to doing. Them videos will be expected around in a couple of weeks, but for now we're going to focus on the 8th Doctor and Dalek set. So it's the 8th Doctor and Dalek Interrogator Prime action figure collector's set. And it's also a limited edition. Doctor Who logo on the top, BBC. Story, The Time War. Big Finish 5 years and plus, Character Options logo down there. On the top, based on the Big Finish audio adventure, and of course tell you to go on www.characteronline.co.uk. Bigfinish.com, again, saying what it is, picture of the TARDIS in the room there. Of course we've got a concept art which is pretty nice. I don't know who she is, so I don't do Big Finish, but it's nice to get the figures. Sorry. Again, showing off in the Garden of Death, and of course giving you a bit of a bio about what it's about. So if you want to pause and read, there you go. Of course, TARDIS on the side, and of course we've got the promotion image on the sides there. So that's enough for the sets and quick enough legal stuff on the bottom. Anyways, that's the box. Now let's open it up and let's do the review of it. Okay, now I like to point out that before I start on the figures, I like with the series, the set of these figures, that you get a nice diorama at the back. I'm sorry if I can't pronounce things properly, but you get a nice still image of like the Time War, which is very nice, and I quite like it. So again, if you're gonna buy this figure, it'll be nice to use in the action figure adventures, probably as a background thing. I hope so. I haven't really done any for a while. I don't think I'll be carrying on with that series because it's just too time consuming for me, and plus I'm not very patient. You know, patience for wimps thing. 11th Doctor quote. So we're going to start off with the Dalek. I don't know much about the story because I don't listen to Big Finish. I never do, never did. I'm one of these where I just like Doctor Who on its own and Sarah Jane Adventures. So looking at detail, the dome has a nice silver wash on the top, which has like a bit of dark dimples on it as well, which I quite like to give it some sort of rustic feel, and I quite like that. Of course, the main body is basically the Revive series model, basically, and I like it. It's the best model I prefer. But it's also got the blue colour, which reminds me a bit of a TARDIS, and the Dalek must have tried to disguise itself as a TARDIS or something, but didn't go very well. And the dome has like these nice little things on the top, which do not light up. Again, it's just a toy. I mean, collectible. Sorry, got mixed up. Again, it's very nicely produced, and again with the hemispheres on the body, I think the silver brings out the blue a lot more. I prefer when things get brought out in this type of wave, especially with the hemispheres. Again, it's got that wash, especially on the slats here. The plunger and of course gun does have ball joints, so yeah, and of course bottom is on wheels, that's why I'm 10 in it, and of course legal stuff on the bottom as well. Now I will say that these Daleks are pretty hollow enough to turn into RC controlled, radio controlled, or whatever you want to call it, which is what I'd like to see someone do, which is what the Dalek Sec is made from, basically a reshell of one of these with the electronics bunged inside of it. So turn into articulation, the head does a full 360. The eye stock can go up and down. And of course the gun is on the ball joint, so it can go everywhere. And of course, so is the plunger. But this is where you've got to be careful. Now, these have been more brittle with the new releases, so do it by the bottom stem of the ball joint, and you can move it to where you want instead of doing it up to here, because that's when you bend it. Now, quality control is no issue with me today. That's cool. In fact, I've had this boxed since Christmas Day, and when I usually get stuff brand new, I usually do a review of it, and I usually just get it out of the box straight away. But me, I actually played it well. I actually kept it in the box than I usually do, which is kind of weird. This was actually a Christmas present off my grandparents, and it was a set I was looking for. I still want the Third Doctor and TARDIS set, but I still can't get my hands on one. Okay, moving on to the 8th Doctor. There he is. Now, I'm seeing a bit of deja vu with the coat. Deja vu, because the jacket reminds me of the 9th Doctor's jacket, just repainted and remodeled slightly into a fit, you know, Paul. The face sculpt does look a bit like him very well, especially onto the side, especially with his new fresh trim, as you can call it. In fact, on the shadow, you can't really make it out. It reminds me of the Capaldi, David Tennant, like the 10th Doctor's Doctor, but you can't see it because the shadow's too. Because I'm sat on the chair, I can see the shadow of the figure, and it looks a bit like the 10th Doctor. So it's got these like silver, gold buttons. Sorry, white shirt, which again is I say it's separate, but it's also molded as well. The coat is actually a separate piece, you know. So I think it's not even fastened at the back, so you could get the jacket off if you wanted to do a custom. So again, we've got the restricts pockets and everything around the figure, and also showing off that wrinkled jacket effect, which I really like. Also the trousers with the jeans, I think these look very good, with a nice wash and creases. The boots, however, the shoes, whatever you want to call them, they are just brown with like a dark brown bottom, with no legal information on the bottom of these figures for once, which is surprising. The crotch is a T-shape, so it should have a ball jointed articulation on the legs, but we'll get to that in a minute. So the head can do, well, could do a 360, but can only go side to side. The reason for this is because of the hindrance of the back of the jacket. And the arms can do full 360, and the triceps can do 360, 90 degrees bend at the elbow, 360 on the wrists, and then waist articulation is 360. There's no thigh articulation. I'm knocking the place now. Sorry, Paul. So overall, what do I think to this set? Well, I think it's a brilliant set. I quite like it. This will go amongst the other Dalek sets that I've opened up but haven't seen yet. So this video will be out first, even though I would usually put the... Oh, what set was it I reviewed? I think it was the Santaran set and all the others. But I've reviewed the War Doctor and Dalek and the 7th Doctor and Dalek. So I've got all the Dalek sets now, and I'm pretty proud of that. So I can say I've actually completed a collection of sets. Now, for the 5th Doctor and TARDIS set, I know people won't really like it, but I like it because, for me, it's my third actual TARDIS toy. Spoilers. So, yeah, there's a few other figures which you're going to be seeing shortly. Yeah, so I want to thank you guys for watching. Also, Happy New Year. Sorry I didn't really upload on that day because I've been celebrating, obviously. However, I did get for Christmas the complete series 2, 3 and 4 of David Tennant DVDs, and it was a charity shop find, and I'm pretty proud with that. And I don't have to keep having to look on YouTube for edit videos and stuff of it, and I quite like them. So thanks for them. Now at 300 subscribers, I'm thinking of doing a room tour. So if I get 300 subs, then I'll be doing a room tour. That is a promise. I'll even write that on a piece of paper. So yes.